I want to talk to you about how to make your workflows more deterministic because AI loves to drift. The idea that I'm going to share with you in this video today has removed about 95 to 98% of all drifting and hallucination from my workflows. One example I'm going to show you is an agent that can not only write in my voice, but it can detect my voice with pure accuracy. And then I'm going to show you a video that I never released from October 10th, 2025, where I was talking about this idea in its infancy stage. It's just been in the back of my mind and growing, and now it's beginning to bloom. But let's jump into the video. In this video, I want to talk to you about something that's been a problem for you. And the problem for you is that the content you create with AI always sounds generic. It doesn't sound like you. It sounds flat. It sounds uninteresting. And so if you've been looking for a way to write scripts or to create content with AI that actually sounds like you or sounds human, then you're going to watch this video, because I think I've stumbled across a new method, at least it's new for me, that allows me to create content in any shape or form that sounds exactly like me. Now, for you to understand how I came about this, I'm going to share a few thoughts with you, and then I'm going to show you the tool that I built. The first thing I want to show you is a video I recorded several months ago, but I never released, titled Python Prompts. And that was just a working title because I was still working on it. But I had this idea that prompts are just natural language, English, Italian, Spanish, whatever your language is. They're natural language commands, requests, etc. And I started thinking that, well, natural language is just another format of code. And so when you start looking at all of these different languages that you can use to communicate with a large language model, I started to think, well, what if I took a natural language prompt and I formatted it as a Python script in order to create a more deterministic or reliable workflow for an AI agent, so I knew it would take the steps it was supposed to take. Now, of course, one thing you're always going to need if you want to write content with AI that sounds human, that sounds like you, or that sounds like any particular person, is a sample size large enough for the AI to actually learn from or be trained on. But most people stop right there because they think, if I give the AI enough samples, then it'll be able to learn my voice. And while that might be the case, how do you keep the AI from drifting away from writing in your voice or hallucinating about something you might or might not say? One of my first and most successful attempts at this before this current method was I took a transcript from a challenge I did with a group of people that was 5 nights of me teaching. And then I told ChatGPT to turn that into a vocabulary bank. Then I would tell ChatGPT, whenever you write for me, you're only allowed to use these words. But just because it speaks with my vocabulary, that doesn't mean that it's going to sound like me, because there are certain sentence structures that I prefer, that I use on a regular basis. There are certain phrases that I use that I'm probably not aware of. But the main problem with that was that it still drifted. And so I started having this thought, well, what if I turn my voice into an algorithm? Now, let me explain an algorithm, because the definition of an algorithm is much simpler than most of us think. At least much more simpler than what I thought. An algorithm is a set of steps or instructions that solve a problem and lead to an outcome. That's it. That is the definition of an algorithm. And so here's a depiction of the simple and how it actually processes my voice. So number one, the first thing I did was I gave it a large enough sample so that it could learn from my voice. So what I did was I uploaded about 100 of my videos to Notebook LM. I downloaded all of the transcripts. I passed those over to Claude, and Claude was able to put together a mathematical composition of the words, phrases, and sentences that I use, and basically create a floor and a ceiling that would tell it whether something sounded like me or wasn't like me. So if it falls beneath the floor, then that means that it doesn't sound like Corey. And if it rises above the ceiling, that means it sounds like fake Corey. But then there were other things that Claude began to look at and analyze about the way that I spoke, the way I delivered content, and the way that I thought. And it made those rules that would always govern how it actually wrote. So one of them is why before how in every unit, the goal stated before the steps, every claim proved within 3 sentences, receipts or data, exactly 1 concrete analogy per hard concept, pay off to clear early, paid off by the 80% mark. Then there's a self-test. And this This is the meter inside of the Python code that actually looks over the writing, and mathematically it scores every word, every phrase to make sure that it sounds like me. So let's say that I take a portion of this video that I know sounds like me. And instead of telling Claude to rewrite this in my voice, I'm going to ask it, how closely does this match my voice? I'm going to tell it to use the skill that has my voice, because I don't want it to assume that it's not my voice. And it's not going to be a perfect match because, of course, it's been edited. I've taken out a lot of the filler words that I commonly use, but it should come back with a pretty close match. And so I asked it very plainly, is it me or not? Not a forgery, not off voice. It's you at maybe 85%. Reading a bit more buttoned up than when you're loose. Tighten the contractions and drop one actually, and it's a clean match. And as you can see, when I add the full video, the straight answer is yes, this is you, and clearly so. It actually knows my voice. And this method of using Python scripts to enforce the direction of large language models is something that I started using on my other plugins and skills, and it works perfectly. And to show you how deterministic Python scripts make your workflows, I'm going to tell Claude to create an offer using OfferKit for small business owners who have a team. I'm going to upload some data, and then what you're going to see is that it's going to load this offer coordinator skill. And if you come to the components of this skill, you're going to see that there is a Python script that I install with all of my coordinator skills. And what this does is it drives the pipeline. So the first thing that Claude is going to do is load every single step that has to take place. And if you look at the progress, you see it locks the market via market gate, builds the value stack, set the premium price, reverse risk, etc. It has all of the steps laid out in order, and it's not going to skip any now. Now, the offer details are a nice little touch that Anthropic has added where Claude asks for more information, but I can skip this because the system is entirely built to gather everything that it needs from the provided data. But I can show you conversation after conversation where I've tested this method over and over and over and over again on different skills, different plugins, different workflows. And I can tell you without a doubt in my mind that I've never had anything that worked quite as well as this, because when you think about skills, most of the time people create them like basic prompts or step-by-step instructions, but they never think about adding components like Python scripts or other pieces of code as components to those skills and plugins that make them more deterministic, that make them more powerful. And if we come back to the Python prompts video, I can ask Opus 4.8 to list the talking points of this video. At the very heart of building an AI agent is step number 4, convert the workflow into a Python script, turning a fuzzy prompt into a deterministic tool. Because large language models, when they see Python, they see other pieces of code, they execute them far more deterministically than they do natural language processes. So I can have a step-by-step instruction for how to tie my shoe, and that is an algorithm. But that algorithm written as natural language allows it to process it in a way that it's going to drift or it's going to get steps wrong. But if I take that same step-by-step set of instructions for tying a shoe and I convert it or I write it as Python, it's going to be more deterministic. It's going to follow your instructions. So if you're building agents or you're building skills, you're building plugins, and Claude keeps drifting, then install some sort of Python script that loads at the very beginning. And if you want to create your own skill that gives Claude your voice's fingerprint and always writes content in your voice, whether it's an email, a text message, a YouTube video, or anything else, you can get access to the system I use to create mine and my 1-hour client attraction kit. This kit has all the tools you need to give your AI system the context it needs about your business to help you create content and attract clients in less than an hour of work. This kit makes sure that your AI knows everything that it needs to know about you, your audience, your offer, your messaging. And if you want to start a YouTube channel and you want to create content for YouTube, I'm giving you the exact same tool that I've been using for years to grow this YouTube channel. So click the link in the description and check it out. And make sure you grab it today if you want to get access to my voice algorithm creation tool. If you got value out of the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, take care, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.